Coming to you live inside Crozier over Lismore, New South Wales. This is round one of the NRRRL for 2019. The Marist Brothers Rams versus the Cudgen Hornets. Proudly sponsored by Ladbrokes. This telecast has been brought to you courtesy of MGM Media. As we see now, the Marist Brothers Rams coming out to the field. Cudgen Hornets there. As the teams come out, let's give it the tale tape between the two teams, between the Marist Brothers Rams and the Cudgen Hornets. First for the Marist Brothers. Occupying the fullback position, we have Try Murray, who had an impressive reserve grade competition last year in the final series. He's occupied in the back line with Ryan Lee, Evan Hawkins. Josh Patterson occupies the other centre position. And completing the back line is Aidan Hayward. In the halves, we have Paul O'Neill, who's the captain. He is there paired with Jacob Follins. In the forwards, we have Lachlan Perrin, Mitch Slave, and Aidan Halliday. And in the second row, we have Jacob Rose and Matt Tickle. And in the lock position, we have Jake Hoban. Jake Parry, Van Harrison, and Ryan Everson occupy the bench. And before I give you the Cudgen team list, you can see on the pictures there is going to be observed a minute's silence.
And ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to ask you to be upstanding for the next minute, as all the teams, especially the Marist Brothers side here this afternoon, pay tribute to first-rate player Jacob Rose's sister Shari, who passed away sadly in January. So ladies and gentlemen, if you could please remove your hats.
So the minute of silence is for Jake Rose, the player, T's sister. So we observe that now.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
May she rest in peace. So now we give you the lineups for the Cudgen Hornets, who will be running right to left on your screen. In fullback position, we have Jake Sands. He's occupied in the back line with Nicholas Andreas, Luke Demar, and David Sheridan. Ben Turnbull occupies the rest of the back line. In the halves, we have Sam Grant and Harry Fitzu, who is one of the new additions to this Cudgen team. Simon Kelly has returned back from Byron Bay Red Devils from last year's campaign. He's come back to the Cudgen Hornets. He's there in the pack with Alex Fitzu and Kale Delapica. Josh Saliba and Bo Ryan occupy the second row positions, and Miles Donnelly is locked at the scrum. As we get underway in the first round of NRRRL action, Dwayne Neville here, once again bringing you the coverage of NRRRL action this year. It's my absolute pleasure to be back on board this year in a very, to say the least, a very hot and steamy conditions here in Lismore. About 35 degrees today. Both of these teams in previous seasons have been thereabouts at finals contention, though just fall short to that grand final, prelim final. Both teams, as we can see there, Cudgen have given away an early penalty. Both teams will be wanting to climb the mountain a bit further this season. And the kick goes downfield, and it's only just going to find touch. Marist Brothers, of course, they finished sixth in last year's competition with 21 points, 10 wins and 7 losses and 1 draw with a points differential of 230. Cudgen, they finished third with 27 points, and they could probably be the first to admit they had a less than favourable final series last year, going out in straight sets to Ballina and Wollumbar. As we said, now the first hit up taken by Aidan Halliday on the third phase of play. This is Slaven into the hands of, I think that's fallen. I think he's just short of the line. This is Slavin. Fallent into the hands, and they could have had Matt Tickle there on his right side. There's a big contingent of reserve grade graduates for the Marist Brothers here. I think there's about 7 players from last season who went back to back in previous years, known as the Invincibles. And Cudgen are given a couple of early penalties early. This is Slavin into the hands of now Lachlan Perrin, Lockie Perrin, about 2 metres shy of the try line. Goes through the hands of Slavin. Nice little pass into Halliday. Nicely read in defence there though by the Cudgen Hornets. Slavin. And this is Fallent, cut out pass, it's going in. I think that's try, Trigger Murray. And he's just going to be short of the line. Nicely read defence there, played by the Cudgen Hornets. Last time that these two teams featured, it was at this very oval. And the honours were split between the pair, 8 all. And previous fixtures playing between both of these teams, it's more or less whoever has the home team tends to come away with the points. Though since 2011, there's been 3 draws between the two clubs, so you're almost guaranteed a close contest here today. So that was a nice tackle there by Mitch Slavin, right on the 20-metre line. And nicely tackled there by Evan Hawkins. Through the hands, that was Della Pica. Della Pica just, as well as with the likes of I think there's just a little knock on there, as I was going to say. Della Pica with the likes of Josh Patterson from Marist Brothers, both featured at this ground just 2 weeks ago for the Northern Rivers Titans under 23s. They're on opposing side today, but as of next Saturday, they'll be representing Northern Rivers in the final series down in Woi Woi on this coming Saturday. This is Paul O'Neill to feed it. 30 metres out from the Cudgen line. Played now by Paul O'Neill, the captain. A little positional change before we had the team line-ups. He was occupying the halfback position. He's now playing from 5'8". This is Slavin playing it now about 30 metres off the Cudgen try line. Nicely tackled there. I think that was Joel Dooley. Well, Slavin to play it now 15 metres out. Into the hands now of Aidan Halliday. Nicely tackled there by Miles Donnelly. 10 metres out, gets it into the hands of Harry. Sorry, that was Jacob Fallent. 4th phase of play, just shy of the try line. Nicely taken up there by, I think that's Ryan Everson. This is Slavin. Into the hands now of Fallent. Nice, oh, well taken there by the cook. I think that was Nicholas Andreas. And he's going to be brought down there just inside his own 20-metre line. Nicely tackled there by Try Murray. As I met, players to watch for both of these teams. For the Cudgen Hornets, Sam Grant, last season scoring five tries. He's had some rep on us at under 23 level in the championship winning Northern Rivers Titans under 23 squad. He's an ex-Burleigh Bear and Tweed Seagulls Fog Colts representative. And for the Marist Brothers, of course, as I mentioned, Josh Patson scored 11 tries last season. As I mentioned, he's a current under 23s rep. And that's going to be taken there by Try Murray. Nicely tackled there by Nicholas Andreas. And they're about 10 metres inside their own half of the field. This is going to be a nice run up by Ryan Lee. 20 metres out in the second phase. Played there by Slavin. Nicely tackled there by Miles Donnelly. For me, he had a pretty impressive final series when I was calling a couple of his games last year. Slavin into the hands. Nicely tackled there by Cale Della Pica. Slavin into the hands now of Jacob Fallent. And nicely run up by Jacob Rose. So this is going to be interesting to see these graduates from that reserve grade side, as I mentioned. That's Paul O'Neill, the captain. Nice run by Paul O'Neill. He's got about 3 plays he's got to beat, but he's got numbers on his right side. Opts to go left, into the hands of Mitchell Slavin. He's going to be just short, I think. Just short, well defended there by the Cudgen Hornets. Interesting to me, though, he had numbers on his right side there. He opted for the left side and could have felt if he had maybe gone for that right side, he might have just come up with the points, but nevertheless. Nicely taken in the tackle there by Lockie Perrin. That was a nice captain's run there early by Paul O'Neill. As I was mentioning, it's going to be interesting to see how these 6, 7 or 8 players for the Marist Brothers reserve grade team, I mean, they dare say do have the first grade experience, but this will, I dare say, it's the first time where they're going to be featuring a lot more first grade football. And referee there called time on something, called back to be played on. So as I was mentioning, it's about 35 degrees here in Lismore, and there will be a couple of drinks breaks throughout the course of the game. So this is now 5th and last. Nicely kicked there. It's going to be taken there by Ryan Lee. And he's going to be greeted there in the tackle. That is Sam Grant. Got him held there about 20 metres out from the Marist Brothers line. This is now going to be Slavin into the hands of Murray. Nicely, I think that was Miles Donnelly in the tackle there. And to me, it'd be interesting to see how the likes of Simon Kelly, this is his second homecoming back to Cudgen. So played most of his football for the Byron Bay Red Devils, was a captain at one point. So this is going to be played now by Paul O'Neill. Tickle, back to Slavin, into the hands now of Hawkins. Hawkins beats the tackle from Harry Fitzhugh. He's played some of his football for the Blamble Jets in the Gold Coast competition. And nicely kicked there, and it's the bounce sort of had, I think that was Ben Turnbull beat. So he's going to be occupied in the centre of field, 10 metres out. That's going to be a nice run up the centre, and that's going to, I think that's, oh, the referee didn't like the pass. He's called it back for full pass. So this will be an interesting, now this will be an opportunity presenting itself now for the Marist Brothers. They have a set of 6 deep inside the Cudgen half of field. And it'll be interesting to see who cracks first points. As I said, it's conditions made for cricket out there today. It's absolutely balmy. You'd be forgiven to think it's like the middle of January. Summer is just not one to go away. That was the case when we had the rep fixtures here a couple of weeks ago. It was about mid-30s that day. Now into the hands of Paul O'Neill. Into the, I think that's, oh, nicely brought down in the tackle. Nice hard tackle there. This will be Slavin. Nice little dummy half run there by Mitch Slavin. Came close before to score, and he's just short of the line on this occasion. That's now going to be played there by Evan Hawkins. And the pass misses everybody. And it's picked up there by Aidan Halliday. Neil, if he just joined us, we're about 10 minutes into this opening fixture on the live stream here on NRRRL for round 1. This is going to be now played by Jacob Folland. 10 metres out from the Cudgen line. Through their hands, it's going into now. That's Josh Patson. And they're needing about 3 players to bring out Josh Patson. And no, he's just called up, held up. He was over the line. I thought for a moment there he might have actually been put into touch. Of course, Ladbrokes is on board for the 2019 season.
Thank you. Go. Last one.
Through the hands now, it's going off to Jacob Folland. There's a kick across, well diffused. And well responded in defence there by Paul O'Neill, the captain for the Marist Brothers. That was a nice run there by Cale Delapica. They're playing 10 metres inside their own half of field. Well tackled there by Paul O'Neill. And involved there is Lockie Perrin. And that was Josh Saliba. And once again, another forward pass. Oh dear. Cudgen for me are just giving away a few little silly errors. You'd be forgiven with the temperature and the humidity out there today. Cudgen, they'd be more used to a bit more coastal-like humidity from the sea breeze. There's none of that out here today. They'll be definitely favouring the home team. We're about any viewers outside of the North Coast, Lismore is about 45 minutes inland from, say, the likes of Byron Bay and the coast. It's going to be played now by Paul O'Neill into the hands now of Try Murray. As I mentioned, he had a very impressive reserve grade final series last year for me. Played down by Slaven. So they're about 10 metres out. They're just knocking on that door for me, Marist Brothers. Will be looking to get something off this set of play. It's going down to the hands of 4 lengths. And I think the referee is going to call, I believe, forward pass. So just a few sneaky little errors from both teams. As Cudgen now take the scrum feed about 10 metres out from their own line. And I haven't seen Simon Kelly. I can see him now on the right side of the play there. I'd like to see him get more involved. I can see him now running in back play, calling for it now. This is going to be played there by dummy half by Alec Fitzu. And so this would be the third phase. Cudgen for me, they want to at least get some field position off this set of 6 to, nicely hard brought down the tackle there. I think that was Matt Tickle into the hands now of Harry Fitzu. So well done there by the Cudgen Hornets to get some field position on the set of 6. So that's a nice cut out pass. This is now going to be going to Luke DeMar into the hands of Nicholas Andreas. And the first point beckon now for the Cudgen Hornets. They've done well to get the field position of the 5 sets, and on the 5th tackle there, they get it into the corner. 4-0 to the Hornets.
First try off the board for the Hornets. First try off the game as well for the Hornets. And a 4-0 football defense drive.
So that was Nicholas Andreas scoring the first try in this opening match day here at Crozier Oval here in Lismore. So Nicholas Andreas scored 7 tries in the under-18 squad for Cudgen last year. Of course, that Cudgen team featured in last year's grand final against Ballina. And he was also a Group 18 at rep level at under 13s and 14s level. So this now will be Jake Sands to take the kick. Himself is featured in last year's final series. For me, one of their standout players. Kick looks good from here, and he's going to add the extras there. So it's going to be now 6 points to nil. Cudgen Hornets occupying first points against the Marist Brothers here in Lismore. Trust you're enjoying the coverage wherever you may be watching on Mark Goff Media Sports. Looking for it's going to be big season of NRRRL footy this year. Our first full season bringing you a live game every week. Let us know what you think of the coverage. So this will be now Marist Brothers to start things off. And they're giving away a penalty, so I think there's going to be... I hope this is not a case for the Marist Brothers where they're getting a bit shaky legs. Giving away a kickoff on the penalty is not something that they want to be doing off the back of the first points. As I was just going to mention, after doing a few of the rep games in the Andrew Johnson Laurie Daly Cup, a big contingent, especially in the under-16s, there's been a big contingent of Cudgen players coming up in the ranks. So this is only going to be... So Cudgen have some big things coming their way in the future. Of course, the 16s went through the prelim rounds undefeated, and they'll be playing in Foster Tuncurry next week for a spot in the Andrew Johns Cup final. So big things on the way for the Cudgen Hornets. And in the immediate future, they're up 6-0 here in the early stages here in round 1. And now, off the back of that, Marist Brothers have given away another penalty. So now the tides have turned slightly into the hands of the Cudgen Hornets. So now this is Simon Kelly. And he's just got it inside the 10 metres of the Marist line. It's going to be a nice pass there by Fitzu. Fitzu's going to go himself. And he's one of the new additions for the Cudgen Hornets, and they have showed why he has been a good off-season pickup. We'll just wait for the referee to confirm it. I believe Harry Fitzu has actually got that one, so it's now going to be 10 points to 0 for the Cudgen Hornets.
Okay, Harry Fitzu has got the try. That's number 7 for Cudgen Hornets. And we get it forward to 10-0.
So you can see there on your screen now, 10 points to 0 will kick the come now for the Cudgen Hornets over the Marist Brothers. Harry Fitzu, he was playing, previous to today, he was playing his football for the Bilambil Jets under 19s last season. Scored 4 tries and kicked 17 goals. He himself has represented Group 18 at rep level, at under 13s, 14s level. Played a bit of hasted, as we can see the kick go over, and the kick is good. So now the score now 12-0 Cudgen Hornets over Marist Brothers. As I was just going to mention there, he played a bit of football for the Burleigh Bears in the Hastings Deerings Colt competition. So there has been a bit of player movement for both teams, and I dare say across all teams in this competition in the off-season. As I mentioned, Simon Kelly was one of those players. There's also, as well as the Harry and Alex Fitzu, they've also picked up David Sheridan from Queensland. So they've lost a few players, especially some up-and-coming players. As you can see, that was a big hit there for the Marist Brothers. They know they've given away back-to-back tries, and they need to get back into this game. And off the back of this era, this might be their opportunity. As I was just going to mention, they've lost the likes of... they lost quite a number of under-18s back up from last year. So I mentioned the likes of Kyle and Liam Cusack. They've actually gone now to Moolumbar. Ethan Kane, he's also gone to Moolumbar. Shannon Walker's now gone back to Kyogle. Brock Stiles was a player who, in the under-18s, I think to memory, when they played against Tweed Coast in the semi-finals, he did some freakish jump. He's, I think, playing now his football now on the Gold Coast. So a few admissions from this Cudgen team, but nevertheless, they're looking good here. But as I say that's gone into the hands of Josh Patson. 11 tries last year, as I mentioned, for last season. He wants to start his tally back up today. That's meant for the Hides of Try Murray, but he's just let that slip. And I think the referee now is going to call a scrum feed for the Cudgen Hornets, 10 metres out from the Marist line. For the Marist Brothers, they've got Jake Petty from Ballina for last year. He's playing off the bench, and although he's not featuring today, Darryl Butcher's actually come back from Byron Bay. He's played his football today for reserve grade. Though they're out, as we can see here, that's, as we see the pass there by Luke DeMar, and it's gone into the hands of Mitch Slavin. Oh dear. Costly error there for the Cudgen Hornets. James Faulkner Roberts, Joey Gordon, and the Kennedy brothers Cole and Lachlan Kennedy have moved on from this Marist Brothers side. 3 out of 4 of those have now gone to the Byron Bay Red Devils, who have got the bye today. They were meant to be playing Laurel Clarence, so they've got the week off. So now this is going to be played there by Mitch Slavin. Could this be the first try now to respond? Nicely run up there by Jacob Rose. Rose to play it now, just shy of the line, into the hands of Mitch Slavin. I think he's going to... No, there's a try. Well, burrowing run there. I can't quite confirm it, but who the try scorer was, but what a nice little burrowing run, and that's going to make it now 12 points to 4, Cudgen still in front. We're just going to confirm the try scorer. That's Lockie Perrin was the try scorer there. Nice little front row forward run to get first points for the Marist Brothers Rams. So Lockie Perrin, being his first try for this season, got one try in the bank for last season too. He's also a current under-23s representative. And now you can probably hear there, that's that actually occupy, that's the signalling for first drinks break. So this will be now Mitch Slavin to add the extras.
Yeah.
And over it goes, looks good, and 12 points to 6 now, the Cudgen Hornets over the Marist Brothers Rams here at Crozier Oval. So we're just about to have drinks breaks here. Certainly well earned today, it's absolutely steaming here in Lismore. Of course, we want to thank our sponsors, Ladbrokes, for getting on board for the 2019 season. So Cudgen now to restart. We're about 20 minutes into the first half. If you just joined us, it's Cudgen up 12 points to 6 over the Marist Brothers Rams. So now this is going to be now Tim James to get us started. Restart, I dare say. Nice floating kick. Roll hit in the tackle there by the likes of Cale Delapica. Had a very impressive game here 2 weeks ago for the Northern Rivers Titans under 23s. Nicely tackled there by Josh Saliba. You're looking for big things coming into this season. Of course, as I mentioned at the start of this game, both of these teams have been thereabouts in the last couple of seasons. Couldn't quite get to, well, in Cudgen's case, they got to the grand final a couple of years back. But both of these teams just want to try and pry their hands from the title from, well, as we can see now, that's going to be passed in by Evan Hawkins. Referee's called back for a forward pass, though. And to the displeasure of the fans here in the grandstands. But that's going to be now a scrum now, 40 metres out from the Marist Brothers line. As I was mentioning, both these teams will want to get there amongst the likes of Ballina and Wollumbar, and of course the current premiers being Tweed Coast Raiders. They've added themselves in the mix, but it's kind of been shared between Ballina and Wollumbar in this best part of the decade. Could be one of these teams throw their hat in the ring throughout the season. So this is now going to be played by Luke DeMar, 40 metres out from the Marist Brothers line. This is Sam Grant. And nice little step there to. He's going to be brought in the tackle. It's going to be now passed by. I think that's. Oh, it's going to be offloaded, and this is going to be now passed by Alex Fitzu. Nice little dummy half run there by Alex Fitzu. Gets him about 20 metres on the fly on the second phase of play. Into the hands now of Miles Donnelly. He's so close to that line, Miles Donnelly. He's going to be now Tim James. Into the hands now of Harry Fitzu. Back to Harry Fitzu. But referee's going to call that knock on, I dare say. And there it is. So Marist Brothers now will have 10 metres out from their own line. So now Paul O'Neill will play it now. Oh, nice hard tackle, attempted tackle there by Bo Ryan. And helped there by Cal Delapiga. Nice tackle there by Alec Fitzu. There's quite a bit of a contingent there for the Cudgen Hornets. Bit of a few ex-Blamble Jets players. I guess you can say that's the same for the Tweed Coast Raiders as well. So, yeah, so this is sort of what we expect from the first half, well, the first game of the season. Just some little sneaky errors. Other than that, it's been a pretty well-disciplined game thus far. The penalty counts low, which is what we want to see. So this will be now Luke DeMarkin. Get into the hands now, Harry Fitzu. So they're about 30 metres out. This is going to now be, that's Bo Ryan. Going to be played there that by Turnbull. Into the hands now, that's Cale Delapica. Hard run there by Cale Delapica, but well responded there by Jacob Rose and Mitch Slavin. They're going for the short side. They're looking to beckon for more points. It's a David Sheridan, one of the new additions to this Cudgen Hornet side. Just short of the line. It's going to go now through the hands now to Sam Grant. Sam Grant now decides to go himself. This is now going to be fifth and last. Through the hands now. It's going through to Harry Fitzu. Kick across field. It's going to look good. No, bats in. Cudgen Hornets like it. And so does Luke DeMar. And the referee likes it too. So that's going to be extra points now for the Cudgen Hornets, 16-6. And that's going to be Luke DeMar adds himself onto the score sheet. And that's his first try for the campaign. As of last year, he scored 9 tries, including doubles against Northern United and Tweed Coast. Luke DeMar is an ex-Queanbeyan Kangaroo in the 2017 season. And in 2015, he was a squad member of the Tweed Coast Seagulls and Trust Super Cup side. Be looking once again for big seasons this season for in the NRRRL, Luke DeMar. Nice start here by the Cudgen Hornets. They'd be kicking themselves after occupying third position. Could have easily well finished second had not been for a loss against the Tweed Coast Raiders. They would have be looking for bigger and better things this season. Of course, as I mentioned, they went out in straight sends against the Ballina Seagulls and, of course, Moreland Mustangs. So this will be now Jake Sands to add the extras. And the kick, looks a little shaky, but and finds its way over. Well kicked there by Jake Sands. Does take making it now 18-6.
That takes the score out to 18-6. For the Cudgen Hornets. In this first half.
Trust you're enjoying the coverage where you may be watching on courtesy of Mark Goff Media Sports. Of course, proudly sponsored by Ladbrokes. So we're now in the latter half of the first half. Nice hard run there by, I think that might have been Jordan Togo Shimer. And well replicated there by Tim James. Through the hands on the short side. Nicely brought down there by Jacob Rose. So they're about just inside the 40-metre. A little pass. The referee's going to, of his opinion, thinks it's going to be a forward pass. So Marist Brothers at 18-6. We're getting into, well, it's not nearly, they need to score next, but They don't want to get it too far out of reach, especially for the first game. Of course, in their first game last year, they had a big win against the Byron Bay Red Devils. And they had a good first half of the season, the Marist Brothers. So this is going to be now Evan Hawkins. So we're about 35 metres away from the Cudgen line. Slaving the plate now into the hands of, I think that was Dan Harris. Slavin now into the hands of Ryan Everson. 20 metres out from the Cudgen line on the third phase. Slavin. This is now Lockie Perrin. 10 metres out from the Cudgen line on the fourth phase. This is now going to be Slavin. Into the hands now of Forlant. Nice pass into Try Murray. He knows how to score on Try Murray. So this is now fifth and last. Slavin to play on the short side. Into the hands now. That's Jacob Rose. And it's going to be just short. So Marist Brothers, what they need to do here is, at very least, keep Cudgen in this half of the field and just play some good disciplined football. As we saw there in the first try for the Cudgen Hornets, they off the bat of 5 phases, they managed to go about 70 metres, and then it was just great attacking play from there that got them the try. And so far so good for the Marist Brothers. They've only kept them at about 20 metres on the third phase. This is now nicely tackled there by, that was Ryan Everson. Passed across field now from Harry Fitzu. So now this is going to now be played by Alec Fitzu. Nice kick. It's going to just go over the head of Try Murray. He's going to have to now start running for it. This is now Murray. Passes it. I think that's going to now be, I think that was Aiden Horwood. Playing short side, back to Murray. Nicely tackled there by David Sheridan. They're playing that short side again. It's a nicely run there. It's going to be taken up there by Jacob Fallen. He's got a player on the left, but he's going to go himself. He's just got to beat Nicholas Andreas. Nice run there by Jacob Fallen. And the Marist Brothers Rams are now back in business. And the referee points to the spot now, 18 to 10.
Excellent game, excellent run ball. That takes Marist Brothers Rams out to 10.
Nice run up there by Jacob Ford to add the points for the Marist Brothers, 18 points to 10, with a kick to come. That includes his 4 tries from last season, 2 of which came against Lowell Clarence. He was one of the championship winning under-23s team from last season. He also represented the East Coast Dolphins at under-18s level. And he's played most of his football for the Marist Brothers, with the exception of 2012, where he played for Ballina. So this will now be Mitch Slavin to try and add the extras. And we're about 9 minutes and change in the first half. So there's not much breeze out in the field today, so that shouldn't really be an issue for Mitch Slavin. As he sends it over, and looks good. That's now making the score 18-12, still in favour of the Cudgen Hornets. So if you just joined us, it's 18 points to 12, the Cudgen Hornets over the Marist Brothers. As Cudgen will now get us restarted. So this will now be Jake Sands to take the kick. Sends that right downtown. And that's going to now go into the hands of, I think that was Jake Hoban. He too has had some representative honours in the past. That one was Jacob Rose. And Mitch Slavin has pleaded to the referee for a potential penalty. Not going to get it. Nicely tackled there by Alex Fitzhugh. And yeah, Mitch Slavin once again pleading to the referee. Nicely taken in the tackle there by Miles Donnelly. 4-phase of play. Well done by the Cudgen Hornets to keep him inside. It forces them to take the 4-phase kick. And nicely read there, an attack there by Jake Sands. So Marist have got him held there about 10 metres out from the Cudgen line. And I think that could have been Josh Saliba. They're playing the short side. Nicely taking the tackle there by Mitch Slavin. Sorry, just on the 40-metre line. And well read in defence there by, I think that was Ryan Everson. So couldn't have done well to get inside the Marist half, but they're only going to get one shot at making to extend their lead. They're up for the short side. Nicely passed there into the hands of Luke DeMar. He's looking to add the extra, but he's just absolutely spilt it there, Luke DeMar. And let's see what they can do in defence here. This is going to now be played by Ryan Lead on the grandstand side of field. Nicely taken up there by Aiden Hayward. And the defence for both sides has impressed me thus far in this one. Especially out in really hot conditions. And also being the first game of the season, you'd be forgiven if they to lapse in concentration in defence. But both teams have held strong thus far. This is now going to be run up there by Jack Hoban. And there's a little bit of a second effort there, but I think that was Jordan Toygood-Shimer, but the referee's giving them the benefit of the doubt. So this will now be fifth and last, 30 metres away from the line. Nicely kick across. It's going to... And I think Jake Sands just going to let it go, and they'll have a 20-metre restart. So 5.5 minutes left to go in the first half in the opening fixture of the NRRRL live stream. As you can see there in the graphic there, 18 points to 12. You just joined this Cudgen over the Marist Brothers. Still anyone's game. I guess it's all going to come down to discipline and who can handle these treacherous hot conditions out there today. Things are supposed to cool down in the next few days. Some much needed rain on the way. It's going to now be taken up there by Alex Fitzhugh. They're having a hard time bringing him down. Well played there by Alex Fitzhugh. And Marist Brothers have given away a penalty. Could prove to be costly in the dying minutes of the first half. So now it's going to be taken up by Sam Grant. They're up for the tap. And they're about 20 metres away from the Marist Brothers line with 5 potential phases still in play. They're playing the short side into Jake Sands. Going to go through the hands, into the hands now, Sam Grant. Into the hands of Miles Donnelly. Nice run defence there by Van Harris. This is Fitzhugh. And thought about the pass, up to go himself. And it's going to be Ryan Everson to take him in the tackle. This will be played now from dummy half by Alex Fitzhugh. Sam Grant, nice little kick. And well read and attacked there by Nicholas Andreas. And that's going to be proved a double for him. Referee points to the spot, and thus making it now 20 points to 12. And I said there a couple of plays back there could prove to be costly, and that is indeed the case now. Cudgen Hornets made the most of the ill discipline for the Marist Brothers. And Nicholas Andreas beckons a second try in the opening match day here in Lismore.
Next of all, attendance 22, and the conversion to come.
And you can see there on the Ladbrokes scoreboard there, 22 points to 12, the Cudgen Hornets over the Marist Brothers. And I believe Jake Sands will be looking to add the extras been kicking well today, Jake Sands, for me. Not what Marist Brothers needed going into the first half. And because of course, momentum is a big thing in these games, especially in the early games in any level of football. As he sends it over, and how about that? Hits the post and gets it over the black dots, and still keeps a perfect record for today. 24 points to 12, Cudgen Hornets over the Marist Brothers Rams. As you can see there on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, 24-12, Cudgen Hornets over Marist Brothers, and we're in the dying minutes here in the first half. Nice kick. Got some hang time on that one. Goes into the hands of Harry Fitzu. And I can't confirm it. I can't really see the number, but that looked like a run from Simon Kelly. It's not Simon Kelly, I don't think. They're playing the short side. Tim James. That is Tim James. Equally impressive run and attack. Gets it just shy of the 30-metre line. They're favouring that short side for the Cudgen Hornets for me. And that was nicely brought down in the tackle by Jacob Rose. And they can't bring down Tim James. He's got about one play to beat. He couldn't beat Try Murray, and it's well assisted there by Jake Petty, the new addition from the Ballina Seagulls. And a little dummy pass out by Fitzu. Cut out pass into the hands of Luke DeMar. Goes himself, Luke DeMar, into the corner, and he now will get himself a deuce. And the referee points to the spot, thus now making it 28-12. Quick as you like play there. And they favoured that left corner all game. They play the short side and brings it in to the left side of field and gets it into the corner. And you can see there on the scoreboard, 28-12 to favour the Cudgen Hornets. And for me, you wouldn't think that would be the scoreline. It's both been a fairly even game by both teams. It's just, I guess, Cudgen Hornets are taking the most of their opportunities. And you think for the first half, well, the first half, we're about to have half time. As you can hear there, the hooter has gone off. And they've just absolutely doubled their momentum, the Cudgen Hornets. And for me, you wouldn't think the score is at 28-12, or potentially 30-12. I think, though, for me, though, Marist Brothers have lost a bit of grip on this game. They'll need to get back into the sheds, cool down, and come out firing for the second half. So this will be now Jake Sands to add the extras. And that's going to be just shy of the post, and that's all she wrote. As you can see there, half-time for the first half. Half-time on the Ladbrokes scoreboard there, as you can see. And half-time here at Crozier in Lismore. It's Cudgen Hornets 28, Marist Brothers 12. We're going to take a short break and everyone's going to have a well-earned drink, and we'll be back here for the second half in about 10 minutes. Dwayne Neville back here with you at Crozier Oval here in Lismore for the opening match day of the NRRRL for 2019. As you can see there on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, 28 points to 12. The Cudgen Hornets are over the Marist Brothers Rams. As you can see there, the Cudgen Hornets have just taken the field. They'll be looking the most cheerier out of the teams. They just want to get back out there and replicate the impressive effort they put into the first half. And out comes the Marist Brothers Rams, led there by the captain, Paul O'Neill. As you can see there, they'll be running from right to left on your screen. It's now got to the point now where it probably is going to be now next try for the Marist Brothers to keep back into this fixture. Trust you're enjoying the coverage where you may be watching a courtesy of Mark Goff Media on the Mark Goff Media Sports YouTube page. So we'll get the second half underway in just a little bit. It's going to be, will be Jacob Fullon to kick us back off even the second half here in Lismore. And it's now time back on here at Crozier Oval. And so now I think this is going to be Kale Delapica to take the first hit up of the second half. And it's going to go through the hands. Nicely tackled there by Jacob Rose. And that's Kale Delapica again. He's just showed why he's been one of the most impressive forwards out there in the paddock today. And I think he's looking a little bit worse for wear in this one. Oh dear, I think it's his left ankle's kind of looking a bit ginger. That's not good for, sorry, that's not Kale Delapica. I was just going to say, that's not good for the Cudgen Hornets or as well as the Northern Rivers Tigers for next week. But nevertheless, let's try Murray now. And he's just going to be dragged down there by Josh Saliba. Done well to keep him right on their own goal line. And nicely driving back in the tackle, and they might have even forced a dropout. Referee thinks so. Well done there by the Cudgen Hornets. And as I was saying at the end of the first half, this is the momentum now that's carrying forward for the Cudgen Hornets. And that was a big team tackle. And they'll be now gifted possession, more than likely inside the Marist Brothers half a field. And short kickoff there, taken on the 30 metres out from the line. It's going to be taken up there by Jordan Togo Shimer. So they're about 20 metres out on the first phase. Played by dummy half by Alec Fitzu. Miles Donnelly just gets crunched in the tackle. Nicely well defended there by the Marist Brothers. It's going to be now Samuel Grant looking to go himself. Brought down just shy of the line. Well tackled there by Jacob Rose. This is now going to be now Alec Fitzu to play it. Playing the short side in the hands of Jake Sands. Jacob Follett there involved in the tackle. Just shy of the line. This is going to now be taken up by Alec Fitzu. Samuel Grant gets into the hands now of Tim James. Ryan Everson involved in the tackle there. Fifth and last. They're going for the left side. And Fitzu for the cutout pass. Gets it through the hands. Could this be another try beckoning for the Cudgen Hornets? And it's certainly going to be the case. And I think that was Nicholas Andreas. And if that is the case, that will be a hat trick for Nicholas Andreas. Thus now making the score now 32 points to 12.
Number 4 for Cudgen Hornets, taking number 32 to 12. And Nicholas Andreas with that try.
And that is indeed a hat-trick there for Nicholas Andreas. Well played inside the... And that's where most of the tries have come from for the Cudgen Hornets, in that left corner. And you think now a 20-point, potentially 22-point lead. And in the conditions we're playing at first game, you'd think Cudgen are looking pretty for 2 points here today. So this will be now Jake Sands to add the extras. And the kick goes over, looks good. That's now making the score now, 34 points to 12 in favour of the Cudgen Hornets. So now Marist Brothers will now get us restarted. Going to be nice. That's Tim James, nicely taken up there by Tim James, does well to get it. I think on the 20-metre line there for the Cudgen Hornets. Through the hands now to Fitzhugh in the second phase. And that's what's been working well from there. You can see they really favoured that short side for the Cudgen Hornets. I can see Miles Donnelly there. It's going to go to Miles Donnelly, but just gets well brought down in the tackle. There, going to be a four-phase kick there by Fitzhugh, and he does well to get it over the heads of Try Murray. And it's all a matter about the bounce. It's just going to fall a little bit too deep. So Marist Brothers now will have 20 metres, have a 20-metre restart on their own line. Nicely taken up in the tackle there, well brought down there by Tim James. Nice little run there from dummy half there by Jake Petty. As I mentioned, he's a new addition to this Marist Brothers team from Ballina from last season. This is Petty through the hands. Nicely tackled there by Miles Donnelly. Well assisted there by Tim James. This will be a third phase inside the Cudgen half of the field. Taken up now by Dan Harris. 40 metres out. Played by Petty. Gets into the hands of Fallen. Into the hands now of Patson. And they're giving away a costly penalty of that for Cudgen Hornets. That was on the fourth phase. They really didn't need to do that. It's given Marist Brothers now a perfect opportunity to get some much needed points in this game. So that is Patson now with it. 15 metres out from the Cudgen line. This will be Petty to play it. Into the hands now of Forlant. So I think Mitch Slavin's come off the field. Jake Petty occupying the dummy half duties now for the Marist Brothers. Into the hands now of Forlant. Cross the hands, Murray. Couldn't quite get it. And referee's going to deem it a knock on about 20 metres out from the Cudgen line. And if you just join us there, you can see on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, 34 points to 12, the Cudgen Hornets are over the Marist Brothers. Cudgen will now have a scrum restart about just inside 20 metres of their own line. And nicely brought down there by Troy Murray. Nice little run there from dummy half. So it's going to be tackled there. I think that's Dan Harris's. Marist Brothers doing well to keep him inside 40 metres. This will now be played by Alex Fitzhugh. They're playing on the short side. Nice four-phase kick. It's going to look a little bit deep. Does well just to keep it inside field. For a minute there, it looked like it was going to go out in the full. And it could have even been even better. It could even be a 40-20. You can see the Cudgen Hornets players there applauding. It's going to be, yes, in fact, it is a 40-20. So they've done well to keep it infield, and they've done even better to get a 40-20 kick. Well played there by the Cudgen Hornets. This is going to now be played by Sam Grant. Into the hands of Tim James. And this will put it to bed if they can get points off here, without a doubt. Fitzhugh runs it from dummy halves on the second phase. This will be Sam Grant now to take it from dummy half. Goes a little dummy run there by Sam Grant. Well defended there by the brothers. They're playing that short side. It's worked for Moyle all game. It's going to be Luke Demar. But he's just shy of the line there, Luke Demar. They're going to now opt for a right side. This is Josh Saliba. Marist Brothers have done well to keep Cudgen where they are. They've done it to a fifth phase. They've got to opt for one more play. And I think the referee is going to call that played by Marist Brothers. We're going to just soon check it. There it is. He's acknowledged that's 6 more. Marist Brothers not out of danger yet. This is Fitu. Oh, nicely by Aidan Halliday. Nice crunching defensive play. Sorry, that was Ryan Everson with that one. That's going to be Donnelly with the ball. Well brought down the tackle there by Van Harris. From the second phase, into the hands now of Grant, into the hands now of Kyle Beaver. And now the Marist Brothers are off the hook. They've got the ball back 10 metres away from their own try line. Nice little hard run by Try Murray, but well respected in defence there by Alex Fitu and Sam Grant. They're playing the short side. And referee's seen something there. I think he's just going to tell them to restart it. This will be played there by Jake Petty. Nicely taken the tackle there by Alex Fitu. Cudgen have done really well to keep Marist Brothers inside their own 40. Well tackled there by Miles Donnelly. Played there by Jake Petty. They've forced them to kick it. And it's going to be taken there by Jake Sands. Well taken there by Jake Sands. And it's not only been impressive attack by Cudgen, it's all been even just as equally as good defence. Forced them to make the kick. Marist Brothers just as equally as impressive in defence. And a little bit of a sloppy pass. Collected nevertheless there by Kyle Beaver. Josh Patson there involved in the tackle. Short side play there to David Sheridan, one of the new players. I think he's there. He is. He's out. The headgear was his worst enemy there by David Sheridan. Well played there by the Marist Brothers to force the scrum feed in their favour. $34 points to 12. Cudgen Hornets are over the Marist Brothers here on the Ladbrokes scoreboard. Ladbrokes, of course, are on board this season. Major sponsor now for the NRRRL. Great to have them on board. This is now Petty, 40 metres out away from the Cudgen line. Well taken, the tackle there by Josh Saliba. Marist Brothers are about 30 metres away now from the Cudgen line on the second phase. And now they're going to be set up there for a deep left side play there, Marist Brothers. No, and that's just sort of been the phase with both teams. They've been playing short side. It might actually even pay off. And did they just get a sneaky try out of that? This will be interesting to see what the referee calls here. Yes, they have. I thought for a moment there the Cudgen Hornets were just absolutely caught napping and could have been a offside kick and they just went to sleep. But as the law, as it's the same the laws in boxing, you've got to protect yourself at all times. And that is a sneaky little try there from Trigger Murray. Thus now making the score 34 points to 16. It's even caught me napping and everyone in the crowd here napping. I thought for a moment there the referee might have pulled up something, but he's obviously told them to play on. As you can see there, 34-16, Cudgen over the Marist Brothers. And the kick is looking, it's just waved away. So they'll now making it 34 points to 16. in favour of the Cudgen Hornets.
16 to 34 for the Rams, trailing the visitors, the Hornets.
So, of course, the try scorer there was Try Murray. As I mentioned, had a very impressive reserve grade final series last year for the Marist Brothers. Of course, going to win back-to-back premierships. And this play gets now restarted. Nicely taken in the kick. And well read in defence. And that was the likes of Kyle Beaver involved in the tackle. And they forced the error there on the first play. Well played there by the Cudgen Hornets to force the error. And Cudgen will be looking to respond back and perhaps get another try for themselves. As the scrum feed goes down now, just about inside 20 metres away from Marist line. This is Fitzu. Jake Sands takes the run up nicely, run there by Jake Sands, but just as equally well defended there by Ryan Everson and Try Murray. That's Kel Delapica. Shows why he earned that Northern Rivers Titans Guernsey in the under-23s. He's got a big campaign in Woy next week. That's through the hands now, Kyle Beaver. Just shy of the line there. Mere metres away. And the Cudgen Hornets, they want to beckon 40 points if they can. Through the hands, nicely kick across the carpet there by Fitzu, and it's just going to be too deep. So Marist Brothers will now have a 20-metre restart off their own line. Play restarts now. This is going to be now taken up there by Josh Patson. Well taken in the tackle there by Miles Donnelly. Through the hands. Fitzu. Fitzu taken up there by Miles Donnelly. Well taken there by Donnelly. Through the hands, into the hands now of, that's Josh Patson. It's going to be taken there. That's nicely kicked there by, I think that was Forlent. So we're about 3 minutes away till the next drinks break. Taken up in the tackle there by Ben Turnbull. This is Jake Sands. Inside 40. Nicely taken up. Nicely run there by, I think that's Alex Fitzu. Miles Donnelly takes it from dummy half. This is now going to be Josh Saliba. Well run there by Josh Saliba. And they've done well to get it on the fifth. Well, this will now be that fourth phase, just about 15 metres out. And off a little short side kick. Well read in defence there by Try Murray. And he's brought down. Oh, here we go. What's happened here? Oh, dear. That's just been the story of the Marist Brothers. Cross the little area deep inside their own half, and they've just gifted Cudgen Hornets that try to now make it 38 points to 16. Kick to come.
Harry 60 of that try for the Cudgen Hornets. They send out to 38.
38 points to 16. If you just joined us here, Cudgen Hornets over the Marist Brothers Rams. Dwayne Neville, it's an absolute pleasure to be back here on deck for another season of NRRRL. Looking forward to bringing you a game per week across the course of the season. And this is going to be our Jake Sands. Add the extras, does so. 40 points to 16. Cudgen Hornets over the Marist Brothers Rams.
Conversion successful, so touching out the 40 points to the Marist Brothers 16. That was not a conversion from Jake Sands.
So you can just see that on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, 40 points to 16. Cudgen Hornets are going about this in a big way now. They know that they had a less than ideal final series and they want to make amends for that last year. So Marist Brothers, they're going for a little bit of a short kickoff. Taken there by Luke DeMar. And we're about to have the next drinks break on this next play. It's going to be taken out by Calhel Della Pica. And I think we'll now have that drinks break. And okay, now that's okay. Now this is someone that I saw from a couple of weeks ago, and the Titans, when the Titans played here a couple of weeks ago, it was Cudgen. I think for all money there, I think that's full time. It's not. So by the letter of the law, they've just kicked that out, and then the Marist Brothers are now going to been gifted a scrum fee. And let's see what happens out of this. This is actually, I can recall this actually happened in the Laurie Daly Cup fixture. And I think that was when the Northern Rivers Titans kicked the ball out and then Central Coast got it back. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of this. Yeah, Cudgen for all money. They thought that was end of full time. And as you can see there on the screen, Simon Kelly has now come back on for the Cudgen Hornets. And you can see that on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, 40 points to 16. Cudgen Hornets are over the Marist Brothers. And we can see we're set up for a scrum feed, and I dare say it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to play out. There was a bit of talk there between the officials out there on the field. And I think Marist Brothers aren't going to be given the benefit of the doubt. Sorry, Cudgen aren't going to get the benefit of the doubt. It's going to be Marist Brothers' feed. And be what may. So as we're now, Marist Brothers now taking this one about 30 metres away from their own line. It's going to now be taken up by, that's going to be Slave, and he's come back onto the field now for the Brothers. 20 metres out, they're playing the short side, gets it in the hands of Folland. And that's going to be Josh Patson. He knows how to score tries, Josh Patson, and today is no exception. He has got another one on the tally, thus now making it now 40 points to 20 in favour of the Cudgen Hornets.
Moves the score to 20 for Marist Brothers. To 40, conversion
And as you can see there on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, 40 points to 20, Cudgen Hornets over Marist Brothers. Though Marist Brothers do have a kick to come. And that's what you just saw there, why, for me, that was a highlight player for the Marist Brothers, Josh Patson. He'll be looking to take this impressive momentum and impressive play down to Woy Woy next week as the Northern Rivers Titans under 23s go to defend their title. I could be wrong. I think they're playing some Illawarra South Coast. Don't quote me on that, but I know that they only just got in by the skin of their teeth in the finals. They finished 4th. And they did have that slip up here a couple of weeks ago against Central Coast. They had an impressive win against the Greater Northern Tigers down in Armidale last week. So this will be now Mitch Slavin to take the extras. And it kind of just shades away. Thus the score still remains 40 points to 20. Trust you're enjoying the coverage. Wherever you may be watching, let us know what you think of the coverage. And, oh dear, that just went just under the hands of Jacob Follins. Nicely taken up in the run. That's Joel Dooley involved in the tackle there. Done well to keep Marist Brothers right on their 10-metre line. This is now taken up by Lockie Perrin. 20 metres out. So this will now be the third phase of play. So what can Marist Brothers do from here? You think at 20 points, we're getting well in trouble at the final quarter of this game. They can at least take something in the next week if they can't get this 20-point deficit back in their favour. There are weirder things that happen on the football field, so we'll see how the next 15, 20 minutes plans out. They're playing the short side there. That's Jake Ford playing into the hands now of Aidan Hayward. Nicely kicked. Just scrapes across to Jake Sands. Nice little step there by Jake Sands. So they're about 20 metres out from the line. This is now taken on by Nicholas Andreas. And this will be the second phase of play, 40 metres out. I think that is Simon Kelly. Simon Kelly, he's, of course, having his second stint at Cudgen. He was involved in the 2016 Grand Final squad that went down against Ballina. Returned to Byron for a season under the tutelage. Oh, nicely taken there by Mitch Slavin, but though it's now going to just give Cudgen another 6. As I was saying, Simon Kelly, he was under the tutelage of last year's Byron Bay coach and I guess now co-commentator Nathan Cross. So this is now going to... And what's happened here? The crowd's gone up over something. This is now Simon Kelly with a take. Nicely run there by Simon Kelly. And he gets it into the hands. Back into the hands now. That is now taken there by Bo Ryan. And, oh dear, I think that's one pass too many, but I think the linesman there has said there's going to be one play too many. It's going to be 6 more now for the Cudgen Hornets, taken there by Jordan Togo Shimer, just shy of the try line. It's now going to go through the hands of Samuel Grant. Ditsu into Jake Sands. Had an impressive try tally today, Jake Sands, as well as with the boots. And a little dummy run, and I think they've just got themselves more points, Cudgen Hornets. They indeed have. Thus now making the score 44-20. And that was the other feature player I was saying at the beginning of this game, Samuel Grant. And you can see there on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, 44 points to 20 now, Cudgen Hornets over Marist Brothers. So, of course, Samuel Grant gets his first try to the tally for 2019. Adds to the 5 he scored last season.
And the referees, for that matter, are very hydrated in these very, very warm conditions.
So now that surely is now 2 points beckoning now for the Cudgen Hornets. They've won about this in a big way. Though at 44, potentially now 46 points to 20, you wouldn't think, by watching this game, that would reflect the scoreline. So let's see how we go with this kick. It's looked pretty impressive from here. It is good. 46 now to the Cudgen Hornets over the Marist Brothers 20.
46 to the Hornets now with another conversion from Jake Sands.
Jake Sands, he's just been absolutely on fire with the boot today. And Mitch Slaving there gets us restarted. Taken into the hands. And this is going to be Cal Delapica. Sorry, that's... Apology. I couldn't quite make out the number there, but from here it looked like that is. Yep, Cahill Delapica. That's Simon Kelly. Big run there by Simon Kelly. And Cudgen... The Cudgen supporters here, and there's a little bit of a shove there into the face of Simon Kelly, but all the Cudgen supporters are glad to see Simon Kelly back in the green and gold of the Cudgen Hornets. So that's just shy about 45 metres out from the Marist line, and I think there's a bit of a knock. I think he'll be going off for a hate try, I dare say. And I think Jake Herban down there, he's just taken a knee. I think that could be a little bit of a case of heat exhaustion. He's not looking too pretty there himself, Jake Herban. I'm hoping he's okay. Oh, geez. Oh, dear. This doesn't look promising. I must say, folks, it is 35 degrees out there today, and I'm hoping this is not a case of heating jaws. I mean, I'm hoping he's absolutely okay. And he's just got back onto his feet. What we want to see. And he's going to go out on his own feet, which is what we want to see. I don't think he took a knock. I'm hoping he's all right, and it's good to see walking back on his own 2 feet. So now play will start. Now Cudgen Hornets will have it 45 metres away from the Marist line. Play resumes. This will now be Kale Delapica. Nice hard run. And he's not going to go down without a bit of a fight. So now it'll be 5th and last. Through the hands. Nice kick across field. And this could potentially be on the full. And that is indeed the case. So Marist Brothers now will have it about 30 metres away from their own try line. So now this will be Jake Petty to play it from dummy half, playing on the short side. And I think there's going to be another drinks break to be taken here, so it's been absolutely treacherous hot here today. And so this will be the last play before the next drinks break for the players. And I'm hoping this is not the... So there you go, you can see there 46 points to 20 on the Ladbrokes scoreboard. And they're going to play one more set. Little kick there by Jacob Follen, and it's still going. There's Try Murray for it. Nicely taken there by Try Murray. And I think he's going to just be short of the line. And I think he's referee there. It's called knock on. So that will now surely be the next drinks break installment. As you can see there in the back play, players are on then taking a knee, crouching down. It is they've done all the players out there today have done it. I think what's happened here? I think they might even call time on this game. You can see the official. I think this is going to be an early finish to the game. It's kind of the vibe I'm sort of getting. I think that now that the scoreline it is, I think that they're just going to... There's player exhaustion and player safety is obviously the most paramount. So they're having... I think there's both coaches that down there on the field are being informed. Of course, at this point of the game, you have to consider player safety. It's absolutely, well, for me, it's like all 34 players have absolutely put their heart out there in the first game. And one of the Cudgen players now walking into the huddle. I think this could potentially be an early finish to the game. We'll soon see. We'll see what the referee has got to decide. Of course, that's what we're only assuming, of course, but that could be the case. But the players are setting up for a scrum feed. That's the game. That's game over. And we take it the consideration of where we are in this game and where the points are and where the conditions, it makes absolutely perfect sense. Player safety is the most paramount, and I'm glad, and I'm sure everyone here is glad to see that common sense has somewhat prevailed. So that is full time here at Crozier Oval in Lismore. As you can see there on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, the Cudgen Hornets 46 have got the victory over the Marist Brothers Rams 20. It's been an absolute pleasure being back on board here, bringing this NRRRL. We'll be streaming one game a week for the rest of the season. So for the crew here at the NRRRL and Mark Goff Media, I'm Dwayne Neville. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing you the action here at Crozier Oval. So that's Dwayne Neville here, signing off here in Lismore.